Okay, so I want to do a different type of video because it is the last date of June today. It is June 30th right now. And in 2 days, July 2nd, is the basically the end date. I think it's like 4 p.m. Eastern or something like that. Is the end date to opt out of the 2021-2022 NFL season. Now, why that is important, and I know I'm doing it 2 days early. I should probably be waiting until Friday to do this. But I just feel like nothing's going to really happen in the next 2 days with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to try not to make a lot of Aaron Rodgers videos until something happens. But July 2nd is a decently big date to look at and to pay attention to. And again, I'm 2 days early from this, so if something happens, whoops! Guess I'm gonna have to make another video, and I might just private this video or just delete this entirely. But I don't think he's gonna opt out. Now there is loopholes and all this other crap that he can, he can retire and then come back next year. He doesn't have to, pay this money or all this other crap. Now he won't get the money if he. Well, I think he actually will get the money if he still retires. I think. So he can technically, sit out a year and then come back and say, hey, I want to be traded, blah, 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 and then we start this whole process over again. This isn't fun. But I don't think anything is going to happen. Now, the last major thing that happened was that Mark Murphy came out and said he's a complicated fella, which I think, is it the first week of June? Has it been 3 weeks of silence? I think it has. I think it's been about 3 weeks of silence here. So, he made the comments actually a couple days before and said, it's best to be quiet, not say anything. A couple days later, he calls him a complicated fella. And he uses Ted Thompson's name in vain after the guy just died earlier this year. So, my respects to him. I'm glad he brought in a lot of good players for this organization. I'm glad we got a ring with him and whatnot, help bring Aaron in and everything. So, it sucks that Mark Murphy is like, yeah, we're going to bring his name up even though he's dead. Like, really? Really? So, that didn't sit right with people. Obviously, everyone is still divided on this. I mean, it's the Packers fan base. You have people that just say, let him go. He's a drama queen. We don't need this right now. We have an okay enough team. Sure, we're going to have Jordan Love, but it is what it is. People that's saying, get rid of everyone. Get rid of the front office. Bring back Aaron. Let's start the whole new front office again and just, make him happy. Just, please him as he wants and yada, yada, yada. Obviously, you've had players come to his defense. Players say, hey, you're making a stupid decision. A lot of people love to bring up the fact that Aaron Rodgers has a very good team around him right now. They were the number one offense last year. I don't know how. You go to Denver, you make them maybe top 15. They're not top 10. They're not. And before anyone says they're going to win the Super Bowl, they're not. That defense is atrocious. It's a big step down for defense, big step down for offense. Special teams is probably just as bad as our special teams right now. So there's your plus if you go to Denver. It's same old special team. But it makes no sense to go to Denver, probably lose 2 times to Patrick Mahomes. I don't get it. I don't know why. If that is his mindset, I don't know why you want to do that. I don't know why you want to go to Denver so bad. I don't know why you want to lose to Patrick Mahomes twice a year. Their defense cannot withstand that Chiefs offense. They can't. I don't care who you have on offense. And Aaron Rodgers can make no names, household names. I don't care who's on defense. Aaron Rodgers can't win. Can't save him. Just look at the Packers' history. From 2011 to basically last year. Now, yes, they didn't kick a field goal, so if you don't want to say last year, he didn't win MVP. Well, he did win MVP in 2011, and was it 2014 too? But the defense has just sucked throughout the decade. So, I do think, though, and in my personal opinion, I think Joe Barry will do good enough. Obviously, the first couple of weeks, no one knows what he can do, and so we might, have a very good starting out defense, and then by the middle of the season, some people might figure out, Joe Barry's defense and whatnot. He was a linebackers coach, so I think our defense will be good. I think it's still weird to see that by the end of last season, we were like the I think it was number 9 and number 10 defense, which is so weird under Pettin. I think, Eric Stokes, very good corner, very good pick. I love the pick. I think he's going to help the corners back there. We did, some defense. We got Rodgers the receiver in round 3. So I think if Rodgers leaves, he's crazy. You have Devontae Adams. You're going to have Amari Rodgers. You're going to have Alan Lazard. He loves MVS. The Packers love MVS. But it is very good offense. You have Aaron Jones in the freaking backfield. Aaron Jones. This guy's top 10. Probably not top 5, but he's maybe 7 or 8. Maybe if you want to say 6, you could. I'd have to look real into it, but he's not top 5. But you could say he's between the 6 and 8 range. So, you have a very good, very, very good offense. You're going to have Bakhtiari back. We always draft good linemen. It sucked because last season against the Bucs, the line was just injured up and they weren't ready enough to face them. But I think we have a very good offense. We could easily repeat number 1 offense again. I think defense is going to get very good, better than last year. I think there's a possibility of that. Maybe we don't crack the top 5, but maybe we get to 7 or 6 defensively by the end of the season. I don't know. I think next year is the year to do it. Now, I said that last year. I did say that last year. It felt like last year was the last dance in terms of, like Michael Jordan and, his last ring that he won. It felt like that last year. I think Rodgers saw it as that last year, too, because if you watch his press conferences, it seemed like he kind of made it seem like that was his last dance, and, he either rode off in the sunset and retired, or I don't know. I don't think he planned if he lost. But this year, Adams is under contract. Rodgers, again, is not guaranteed. He can leave if he wants to after next year. We lose some valuable pieces next year. I think, did Jair Alexander sign the 5th year or the 5th season of his rookie contract? I think he did. If not, he's on the table for next year. So, we lose a lot of valuable pieces next season or after this season if we don't win it. I think this year is more so the last dance than last year. The more I look at it, I think it is. I think you have to get Rodgers back. Now, you don't please him, give him everything, because he doesn't want money right now. That's the misconception people think. He doesn't want money. He wants power. He wants more saying stuff. He didn't like that they got rid of Kumaro. He didn't like that they got rid of Nelson. That was Mark Murphy when he came in. They got rid of Nelson. Or sorry, I think it was Brian Gutekunst. Whatever. Newer GMs, newer, whatever. Owner, even though the fans are the owners. So, he doesn't like how they do stuff, getting rid of pieces. But we brought in pieces like the Smith Bros. Billy Turner, your O-line. We got help there. Again, yes, it didn't matter too much in the championship in the biggest game or second biggest game of our, which would have been the NFL season. But we brought in pieces. We drafted well. Jair is a stud. Top 2 easily. Again, people want to argue Ramsey. I don't care. You can argue Ramsey. In my opinion, Jair is better than Ramsey. At least for last season, he was. Ramsey is good. I followed Ramsey for a while. He's very good. And if it's just, it's 1 or 2. It's not a big difference. They're not like, super far apart. They're like right here. One's just a very tad bit better than the other. That's all it is. And that's how both sides see it. That's how Rams fans see it. That's how Packer fans see it. It's, you know, one's barely better than the other. So, you know, we've gotten pieces. We've developed pieces, and we're doing very good with those pieces. Now, again, if Jordan Love starts, big drop-off. We go from top 3 team to top 15 to top 20, somewhere in there. Unless Jordan Love has a career season, throws for 50 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and we make it to that Super Bowl, then it's like, do you blame Rodgers? No, I'm kidding. I'm going to start drama. We're going to stir the pot. So, you know, it feels like, because I don't know, he says he doesn't want to retire a Packer. I don't know if that happens. We'll see what happens, but I think he does not opt out. Again, he has 2 days from now to opt out. I don't think he does, unless bombshell news happens in the next 48 hours, and I gotta make a video on that too. So that's gonna suck, because I'm gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, he's not gonna, and then, you know, he might do it, and then it's like, oh, God dang it. So I just think he's got the pieces around him. It's his last chance of, you know, he's guaranteed to, you know, under contract. The only way he can get out of it is if he retires. And then he can't even play till next season anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know what to think. I think he will come back. I do. Time will tell. Again, if he opts out in the next 48 hours, then, you know, he's gone. Sad to say, but, you know, he'll sit out next year and then come back. Or he'll sit out this coming year and come back and go to Denver or wherever he wants to go. Packers won't trade him to the 49ers. I can tell you that. He'll have to be a free agent to go to the 49ers. So, we'll see what happens. I have hope, but I don't know. Training camp is, again, it's at the end of the month. Well, about a month from now, actually. So he's got, you know, 4 weeks to show up to that if he wants to show up to that. I made a video talking about how maybe the fact that he doesn't want to show up to, you know, OTAs and doesn't want things to be mandatory, that could be a big factor in it. It actually did very good on views. So if you have not seen that, go check that out. There was actually, I think it was Speak for Yourself was the show, and it was a very good point. Now, I like the point. I really love the point. I think it could be a factor into it. I think, again, he is still mad at the front office, but I think, you know, he could be mad that he wants more of an off season. He's a veteran now. I mean, he's respected throughout the league. I think he just wants some time off. He wants to get married. So we'll see what happens. Again, 2 days. I'm going to put this up tonight, and then if something happens, I'm going to cry because that means he's left, probably. So, like the video, share the video around, don't subscribe. Hopefully I'm not back within 48 hours making another video like this. If the deadline passes, maybe next week I will make a video talking about, you know, what that means now, coming up. Again, training camp is in a month. I already signed off. Do not forget to subscribe. And we're out of here. Peace.